Ka halal Yehovah, Shem Yoshai, Vashem Rakakadash, Brak de Yehovah, Brak de Yehoshai. Shalom. Devon to LG, my great millstone. Shalom to the elect of the 12 tribes. We're scattered abroad. Greetings. We call ourselves the hopeful elect because we don't know the elect are. So this topic is going to be on what, brother?
This is going to be on the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the micro C hip. This is going to be a recap because any second now this can jump off. So you want to bring it out again for edification purposes.
The whole MOTB process can jump off now at any minute. You know, Black Swan events, all that leading up to the MOTB. You can get the MOTB now, it's just not enforced globally, which is our temptation, Revelation chapter 3 and 10. Where we going, brother?
Revelation 13:16.
Revelation. For the audio sake, could you sit here? So we can get the audio. Because after, playing back, you hear the audio. Alright, Revelation 13. I got 3 and 16. It's a good precept. Revelation 13 and 16. I'll read it, brother, while you get all this set up.
I got it.
And he called the poor, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Come, brother. So, and he causeth all. Who's the he? That's going to be Esau. Esau is going to be causing all. And Esau got this, or he received this by our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, because he's Esau's sword to use him in the earth to enact his will. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Doesn't matter who you are. If you got a little bit of money, a lot of money, if you're free, if you're bond, if you're a slave, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. To receive a mark in their right hand.
You said he's Esau's sword. Esau's the most high sword. It was just the way the word phrased. No, Esau is Yahweh Shem Yoshai's sword. You said Esau is his own sword or something. It's okay. Go ahead.
Receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that's going to be the CHIP, the micro C hip. You can have that input it in your hand. You can have it in your brain for a brain chip and so forth. Neuralink is the best example for that. And now they want to start with the digital IDs, which is something that's been on the table for quite some time. And now Starmer in the UK wants to have it mandatory, no ifs, ands, or buts. So we can see that this is all going into that direction. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, in verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So we see mark again in verse 17, the same way we saw it in verse 16. And what that means is the charagma. The mark is the charagma or the palisade. That's the object that's going to be used to inject the micro C hip into the skin of the hand or into the brain for that Neuralink brain chip.
When you go into the etymology of charagma, it's going to show you charax, which means a palisade, which is the needle used, the delivery device for the RFID CHIP.
Or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So whoever's going to accept this is going to become one with Esau, into a covenant with Esau, with his philosophies and his systems and the way that Esau is going to do things, accepting total control and total obedience to Esau.
God, his society and all that, and his philosophies, which is the image of the beast, written about Revelation chapter 13 as well.
All right. This is verse 18 from Revelation 13. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that is going to go into high psi stigma. High psi stigma.
All right, let's go through it. Edification's sake. So we'll start at 16. We'll start at charagma. free and born to receive a mark.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
So that's a stamp or an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And we know that there's just not one Antichrist out there. There are many, many Antichrists, or better yet, there's many anti-Mashiachs. Anybody that is not following Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai or is against Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is an anti-Mashiach. Those in Christianity, those in Islam, other races, you hear me, other religions,
Yeah, racist too. Because if you're not an Israelite, you're gonna be against Yahweh Shai
other
when he come
races.
back. So yeah, other races outside of Israel. You have Israelites look like the other nations, though. Just to let you know, for edification's sake. Book of Jeremiah, speckled blood Israelites. What's the speckled blood Israelite? An Israelite that looks like another nation, but goes back to Israelite by blood, by the lineage of the father, because the man carried the seed, and the seed is what? The sperma, and the woman's like it unto dirt. So yeah, the virile semen. You can even, if you want to prove that, you can go to the genealogy of Yahweh Shai, the son of David. Yeah. The seed of David, it is saying. As Apostle Paul wrote about the Bible to show you what the seed means, the semen for real, which is the sperma and all that. So yeah, it's by the father, not the mother. The mother's the dirt, the father carries the seed. You plant an apple seed, you're going to get an apple seed.
So if anybody had any doubt that the micro C hip is the MOTB, this is the final say so. The scriptures of whatever Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, a stamp, an imprinted mark. And here it says, right here, it's right here, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach. So the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach. Anybody that's going to be on Esau's side, that's what they're going to receive to continue to follow Esau.
We're going to get the many antichrists.
Yes.
For edification's sake, and as is written about Thessalonians. Where is it? Yeah, 1 Thessalonians, prove all things. Oh, 18, brother.
18. Little children. No, this is 1 John 2 and 18. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now there are many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. So there's many. It's not just one that's going to come and lead everybody into astray and lead everybody into this so-called 7-year tribulation, as the Christian church programs people to believe that. That's wrong and that's false. There's many. So anyone that's in Christianity, anyone that's in Islam, anyone following Buddha, and so forth, etc., those are all anti-Mashiachs. They're all against Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Even the Shaolin monks. Well, they would have to be of the elect and repent and convert and all that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The Shaolin monks is like Buddhist type stuff.
Yes.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 21. Could you read it, brother?
Mm-hmm. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Are these scriptures good?
Yes, these scriptures are good because they're proving all things. They're proving what we're saying, that the mark of the beast is the micro C hip. As we learned it, it was proved to us by the elders of Great Millstone who received this word from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Through the power of the Holy Spirit. Yeah, if any Muslims or any other religions in the comment board, feel free to put it in the comment section about what other book goes into future prophecy like the Bible. Like, does your Islamic Quran speak about the end of the world, who's going to rule at the end, and what's going to happen with their rulers? Just put in the comment section. And if this video is like 6 months old, please go to the newest video or newest channel and put it on the newest video to help it easier. So, y'all watch me and the brothers see and be like, oh, what other book goes into future prophecy like this? None. Your Islamic Quran can't go into it. The Buddhist book can't go into it. For the Buddhist is it wasn't Shintoism. It's about the Buddhist people and their Bible book, whatever they do. I ended up finding out about somewhere in there. It speaks about how the guy that wrote it's like, I really don't know the how to really know. I don't really know about it, but let me see if I can find. Well, I can't find what I was looking for, but this is from the Buddha people. There is only one way, and that is your way. Oh, yeah, so the way to receive salvation is to go what I think. What does the scripture say about the heart of man? The heart of man is desperately wicked. Could you get that one, brother? There is a way that seemeth right unto man, but the path is destruction. Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked, who can know it? So the Buddha is really teaching, go with what your mind says. Do what your heart says, which is the mind. They bugged out. You do what your mind says. That's why this people's bugged out today.
That's Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Self-explanatory. People's nowadays doing what seemeth right unto them. They're following their own mind nowadays, and that's leading them to where? To death. People's out here doing all kinds of stuff. All right, back to the charigma. Let's get back to the point of the lesson.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Oh, you can finish reading it, brother.
Right, yes. And thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So that's what's going to be implanted in the hand or the forehead to be in total fellowship and to be controlled by Esau, an anti-Hamashiach.
Let's go to the root word etymology. Charax.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
A pale or stake, a palisade or rampart. Pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together.
So
the palisade. So when John the Revelator was describing this 2,000 years ago, this is what he was talking about. This is what he was seeing, that the palisade. See, kind of these stakes are going up. Maybe we can make that bigger.
God, I see it.
Yep, right here. And then this one.
Oh,
there we go. This is it. This is the instrument that's going to be used to insert the MOTB. This is the instrument that's already being used to insert the MOTB. MOTB is already in operation and in action. It's just not globally mandated, but this is what's already being used. This instrument right here, this device. And you can see how they prep the hand and then to insert this abomination into the people that accept it.
God, Yahweh Shem Yoshai had to bring forth an instrument for his work. And that instrument in this situation is the MOTB to mark those to receive judgment, condemnation, damnation. And you got etymology. Oh. From charaso, to sharpen to a point akin to grapho, through the idea of scratching.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
To write with reference to the form of the letters.
So when people do drawing, doesn't it like have a point to it?
Mm-hmm.
You see the fun. And tattoo people, they be doing all this stuff with these sharp points. Alright, next we'll go to Chai Ksai Stigma.
Verse 18.
Chai Ksai Stigma.
Strong's G 5516. Chai, Ksai, Stigma. Chai, Ksai, Stigma.
Chai Ksai Stigma. Which is...
Here we go. The 22nd, 14th, and obsolete letter G4742 as a cross of the Greek alphabet, intermediate between the 5th and the 6th, used as numbers denoting respectively 660 and 6. So 666 as numeral, 600 score and 6.
So you see these three right here, they all add up to 666. So 1 equals 600, next is 60, and next is 6. And just let me prove that real quick. Let me double check. Number. Alright, so I got it. So this one right here, this X looking thing, is Chai, which means 600 for numerical value, because these letters have numerical values placed upon them. So Chai is 600. This one is Ksai, which is 60. And this one is Stigma, which is 6. That's why it says that down here, denoting respectively 660 and 6 as a numerical 603 score and 6. Now we're going to go into stigma. So, stigma.
Strong's G 4742. Stigma.
Go on to a little bit of Greek. You see this? This stigma? Could you read that, brother? Stigma.
Is a ligature of Greek letters sigma and tau, which was used in writing Greek between the Middle Ages and the 19th century. It is also used as a numeral symbol for the number 6. In this unrelated function, it is a continuation of the older letter digamma.
That's all, brother.
All right, Khan.
So yeah, if you're looking at like, well, why is this stigma different than this stigma? No, I was doing that myself. There it is, stigma.
So stigma, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So, by taking that MOTB, whoever's taking it is putting themselves as a slave to Esau, bearing his image, bearing his name. Also, the devotees at the bottom, it talks about stamp themselves in the way with the token of their gods. Whoever takes that mark is putting Esau as their god. That's who they're going to worship. They don't want Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They want Esau. So, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. It's something physical, something that you'll be able to see, something that has to go inside a cut to bear the name of their God, of their master.
It's a digital oil, like in the Old Testament, in the law, what they call the Old Testament. In the law, it talked about if you were to be a servant. I love my wife and my children. Well, they're children, Hebrew sons. I love my wife and my sons, my children. I will not go out free. They would then take the servant, bring him to a door or a wall, and bore his ear through with an awl, and he would be a servant to his master for life. He would be a servant to his Hebrew Israelite fellow brother, master for life, because the master was an Israelite as well, and the servant was an Israelite. I'm gonna go to it right now. Let's get it. Bore his ear through with and all. Here it is. Yeah. Exodus 21:6. Yeah. Could you go to 1-6, brother? This is going into the all.
Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them.
This is Exodus 21, by the way.
Exodus 21 verse 1, Exodus 21 verse 2. If thou buy an Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out for free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, when his wife shall go out with him. If his master had given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. That was 1-6.
Look at that. I will not go out free. Why? Because he loves his wife and his children. With their children, he put sons. He loves his wife and his children. So he's not going to go out free. Therefore, he's going to do what? Verse 7.
This is Exodus 21:7. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do.
Oh, wait. Slacky, wait. 6. You read the old piece? Read it again, Slacky.
Yeah. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bear his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
Serve him forever. By the way, a brother is a servant. Just to give you an example. I love my master, my wife, and my children. I will not go out free. So if you might love your wife and stuff and say, you know what, I will stay in Esau society. They complaining that they're hungry, so on and so forth. And you lost faith in Yahweh Shem Yoshai that he will feed you. Because, Yahweh Shem Yoshai is going to feed his elect. And as Apostle Paul wrote about, you and your household can be saved. So there is a possibility that your wife and children can be fed because of you. Now, if your child is out there being the world's biggest transvestite thing on stage, dancing with Trump and Obama, well, yes. Verse 6. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door and unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and you shall serve him forever. Serve him forever, because he loved his wife and his children. Yeah, if you go to the law speaks about if a man lie with man as a womankind, he shall surely be put to death. I know there was a brother in the truth. His son was doing that, and he was speaking about that. But he can't do that because we're in Esau society. So what did he do? He cut off his son, disassociated with his son behind that. Because according to the law, they get put to death. But he couldn't do that in this society. So what was the next best thing for him to do in that situation? He disassociated himself with them, cut him off. And by cut off, I mean disassociate. Verse 4, daughters or children. Click on children.
Strong's H 3206. Yelid. Yelid.
Masculine noun. Son. A boy, a male. Verse 5. He's saying, oh, verse 5 is, alright, that's sons. And yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I said sons in the Hebrew. Still sons, basically, because it's a boy. But yeah, that's going to happen again this time period. Esau's MOTB is a digital all. And people will take that because of their what? Family members. Alright, brother, we went through Revelation 13. Let's now go to 1 Esdras, chapter 4, verse 26. So yeah, depending on the circumstances, you and your household can be saved. Let me get that for edification's sake. Acts chapter 16. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, Yahweh Shem Yoshai, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. And immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loosed. Everyone's bands were loosed, wow. And the keeper of the prison, awakening out of his sleep, and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself. He was about to send himself to the spirit world. Why? Supposing that the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, Do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light. Get me a light in here. You know, whatever he would say, get a candle, a lantern. And sprang in, and came trembling, and fell down before Paul and Silas, and brought them out and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? And they said, Believe on the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved in thy house. Look at Noah, and look at Lot. Of course, Lot's wife, she didn't make it. So yeah, depending on the circumstances, you and your house can be saved. Look at Lot's wife. Your house is what? That consists of your wife and children. Depending on the circumstance, they can be saved. But look at Lot's wife. She got out, looked back, and she's a pillar of salt as an example of what not to do. She has been made an object of horror by the Most High of what not to do. What happens when you don't serve Him? So that's a good example. 1 Esdras chapter 4, 20... 6. Go ahead.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
So in the scriptures, women, this is literal, by the way, but in the scriptures, women can also be like unto what? Different philosophies. So you take the MOTB and all that, you're conforming to Esau's philosophies and all that. You can liken Esau's philosophies and all that unto a woman. And yeah, different religions in the scriptures. It's a book of Proverbs, a strange woman, different religions, different philosophies. Esau's going to come with his MOTB, with all his philosophies and his laws and with it. He's going to be doing all that. And people's going to become servants with all that. When they take that MOTB, they're going to run out of their wits for that. Take the MOTB, now they're out their wits for that. You know, there's going to be famine out here. Give me food and water. Take this first. You have run out your wits for this man's system, his philosophies, and you have become a servant. 27.
Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Physically, literally. But scripture is also like unto different religions, different philosophies. He's still gonna come with all his stuff, his philosophies, and all that. And what does he have with? What does Esau have with his false philosophies and all that? Isaiah 10:1, brother.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
They're gonna have unrighteous laws with their philosophies and all that intermingled with the MOTB and all that. And having the MOTB enforced is an unrighteous decree. It's grievousness which they have prescribed. Verse 2.
Isaiah 10:2. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
To turn aside the needy from judgment. Who is needy? Our people, Israelites. So, child of Israel. And take away the right from the poor of my people. Right now, aren't we all in a poor state? Oh, yeah, that's true. Israelites were in a poor state. Now you got the celebrity Israelites that got some money. Now if they were to say, yeah, how about Shem Yahushai? Watch all that money just disappear overnight. And they'd be broke in the street too. Was it Kyrie Irvinson? Might be butchering his name. Remember with the Hebrews and Negroes thing? Whenever a celebrity did that, how he lost all that money? That was just from that. That Hebrews and Negroes had a lot of false stuff in it. Of course, it showed that the so-called Negroes is Hebrews, ancient Israelites, but that movie had a lot of falseness to it. Imagine if he would have really said, GMS is right. That widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. To rob a widow is that's a dirty move. She has no man to defend herself. That's basically a woman walking by herself then, and you just push her down and rob her. And more than likely, she's going to be of the elder age because she had a husband, but he died off. And that they may rob the fatherless. The man is protection. The man also helps give wisdom on how to live in the world and so on and so forth. You can be.
And what will ye do in the day of visitation and the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help, and where will you leave your glory? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when all of the Jacob's trouble is breaking out here and there and you can't get any food? People are getting killed left and right, gunned down. What are you going to do when you're faced with having to take the mark or serve Hawashai? What are you going to do when the Hawashai comes back to save the elect? Where's all your strength and glory going to be? Where's all your trust going to be? Where's all your faith going to be? Where can you go? There's nowhere for you to go.
Okay. Fun fact. This is interesting here. Nero's name is 666. Go ahead, brother.
The connection between Nero and 666 comes from a system called Gammateria, where letters have numerical values. By spelling the Greek name Neron Caesar in Hebrew letters, the numerical value is 666. Some theories suggest this was a secret code to identify the Roman Emperor Nero, whom Christians saw as a persecutor, while early manuscripts dictate the number was 616, which also corresponds to Nero's name when spelled in Latin and are transliterated into Hebrew.
When the name Nero Caesar is written in Hebrew letters, the sum of the numerical values of those letters is 666. Nero Caesar in Hebrew. Who is Nero today? Why? I don't even want to sing that song because it's about Skittle people, but the YMCA man himself will keep dancing to that music. President. Who is Nero today? The President of the United States. And the reincarnation. It's very interesting. Alright, now. Yeah, it's this one. Riding the beast. The mark of the beast denotes the bite of a serpent. Let's bring this out on the mark of the beast. This is going to go into... I'm looking for something down here. Got it right here. This is from the Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, Volume 9. Charagma, you see written in Greek, A1-3, page 416. Charagma. You may have to zoom in, brother. Could you read the yellow?
All right, let's see. Charagma is an engraved, etched, branded, or inscribed mark or sign closest to the original sense all right, and this word right here in Greek is harasso. It means engraved, etched, or carved. Is the earliest example in Soph or Saf, denotes the bite of a snake.
It is the earliest example in Soph, Phil 267, where charagma denotes the bite of a snake. So charagma can also denote the bite of a snake, which sounds like what? The serpent in the garden. Ezekiel 28, 13, all right. 13 or 15. 13 to 15, brother.
All right, here we go. Ezekiel 28 and 13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of the Most High, every precious stone, thy covering, the sardius topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and the gold, and the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created.
Who was in the garden with Adam and Eve? That was the devil.
That was Esau. That's the
serpent. Verse 14. And Cain picked right up on that spirit.
Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of Yahweh. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of the fire.
Go ahead.
Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee.
Let's jump to... Alright, so yeah. By the way, reincarnation, Cain is Esau, Abel is Jacob. That was perfect. Cain was good. Until that envy kicked in, iniquity was found. He murdered his brother.
Yep.
And Cain was like, am I my brother's keeper? What kind of answer is that? Yes, you are your brother's keeper. You're supposed to be out there looking for your brother. Scripture speaks about, could you get Leviticus, brother? Just type in like Leviticus, I'd rebuke thy neighbor and suffer not sin upon him. Something like that. You're supposed to rebuke your name so you don't get destroyed. What's the scripture say? Open rebuke is better than secret love. You're supposed to rebuke your name, your fellow brother, in the truth, you know? We gotta watch out with our own people now, because you say, brother, don't eat the pork at a restaurant, you might get into a fight, literally.
Yeah.
You know, the scripture speaks about cast not your brother before the swine. Wisdom will preserve thee, will preserve thy life. Also, as the scriptures speak about in the Apocrypha.
All right, Leviticus 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
That was Leviticus 19.
Verses 17 through 18.
Show it on screen real quick. Type it in Leviticus 91. 17 18. Next, we're going to go to Proverbs 4 and 3. Thirteen. I got it here.
Proverbs 4 and 13. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life.
The truth is thy life. It will keep you alive spiritually and physically. Let's get that. Cast not pearls. Because Matthew 6 and 7, this is words of Yahushua, which is what? Wisdom, which is this 100% truth. So the words of Yahushua in Matthew 7 and 6 is 100% truth. It's these scriptures. It's going to preserve thy life spiritually and physically.
Matthew 7 and 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
You know, you wake up to this knowledge of truth, you want to like tell everybody you want to see and everything and all that. But you can't cast your pearls before the swine. You go to the wrong neighborhoods. And you walk up to somebody in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Didn't use wisdom. And now you out there fighting. You done found yourself hitting the head, maybe. So on and so forth. It's up to y'all, but shine. But you know, you don't want to say, well, I'm gonna tempt the Most High. You're not supposed to do that. That's like that Black Panther thing. We don't do that here.
God.
We don't jump in front of the train and say, how much Shai gonna protect you like that. No. No, you don't do stuff like that, you know. You see someone jumping in front of a train, expect them to die unless they have spiritual powers. We don't tempt the Most High and just say, willy-nilly jump into the lion's den and say, well, Yahweh Shai will protect me. That's what Satan said to Yahweh. Cast thyself down, for the scriptures say, if he will give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Didn't it say that? No, we don't do that here. We trust in faith, Yahweh Shai, but use wisdom, use common sense out here. You don't just be doing that. If you do that, expect to be in the spirit world. A painful way to the spirit world. And or you might survive and live down here in pain. You know, you wasn't allowed to be sent to the spirit world. Now you broke up down here in constant pain. Alright, so we went through that. The nose divide of a serpent. We went through the MOTB. We went through the thing with Nero. So it's almost as if Nero is going to what? Implement the 666, which is the MOTB. Are there any other precepts you want to bring out, brother?
No, that was all.
God. And on that note, shalom. Ka halal Yahweh Bashem Yoshai Bashem Rekah Kodash Brakta Yahweh Brakta Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.
Devon said Elder G. Miss Great Muslim. Shalom.